Today, we're going a bit deeper into a personal chapter in the life of Chuck Seitsinger, one of the most well-known characters from the Street Outlaws franchise, and the significant events that ultimately resulted in his 2022 probation. Chuck's renowned 1989 Ford Mustang, Death Trap, is what most people know him for. It has left many competitors in its wake. He is renowned for driving aggressively, being fiercely loyal to his crew, and having unwavering confidence when operating a vehicle. However, in 2022, courtrooms and penalties made the news rather than horsepower. The moment, the fans were shocked. The COVID-19 virus threatened Chuck's life in the summer of 2020. He was unable to care for his children who were staying with him at the time, after being admitted to the intensive care unit in critical condition. His children were sent back to live with their mother while he warmed up. Chuck was at his most vulnerable when his kids called him upsettingly to tell him they were experiencing a lot of problems at their mother's house. Despite his physical recuperation, his protective instincts were triggered by those calls, which ignited a fire within him as a father. Chuck made a phone conversation that resulted in accusations of harassing and threatening violence in an emotional and, to be honest, hasty time. Though the law didn't perceive it that way, it is now evident that his actions were motivated by fear and desperation. Sentencing and legal repercussions. Time travel to August 2020, when the court case started. Chuck was convicted of 2 misdemeanors, making a harassing and threatening phone call and threatening violence, after a protracted legal struggle that concluded in March 2022. He was initially scheduled to enter a no-contest plea, but the judge decided to impose a harsher penalty instead. This entailed completing a 13-week anger management course, serving 60 days in jail, being placed on probation for a year, and paying mandatory court costs. Chuck was incarcerated in the Oklahoma County Jail for 25 days. Taking responsibility and proceeding typical of Chuck, he didn't shirk accountability. He made it plain that he wasn't making excuses after completing his sentence and satisfying his court-mandated duties. Chuck said in public, "I've been raised to stand up for my friends and family. Even though it might not have been the best course of action, I know I need to improve." On and off the track, fans continued to support him because of his honesty. Returning to his favorite things, Chuck was out, focused, and more determined than ever by April 2022. With Death Trap back on the strip and a fire in his eyes, he returned to the scene. Chuck demonstrated that he is still a formidable presence by attending events like the No Prep King series and going above and above. First and foremost, a racer Chuck's 3 children, Miranda, Malene, and Chelsea, are unquestionably his first loves, even though the streets will always be his second home. He frequently shares touching family moments on social media and has never been afraid to show off his dad's side. His dedication to his children remained unwavering, even in his darkest hours. Last words. We at Street Outlaws Update are committed to being honest. The story of Chuck Seitsinger is not merely about a legal dispute. It is about a man attempting to provide for his family at a very challenging period. Yes, errors were made. Chuck took responsibility, put in the effort, and returned stronger than many others would. His story serves as a reminder that in spite of life's setbacks, you can always find your way back with a lot of heart and a little perseverance.